John Olivia here, your host of Serious and Silliness Outcast and Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding. We have a great new sponsor, Jersey Alternative Medicine, Anti-Aging and Hormone Replacement Clinic. Just go to the website, njaltmeds.com. That's njaltmeds.com. Or you give them a call at 609-977-2981. So what do? They actually offer a variety of services like TRT replacement, medical weight loss, female sexual health, male sexual health, injectable peptides, anti-aging treatment. And this is all under the eyes of an actual physician. You fill out an intake form. You go over symptoms with a clinician, and they will customize medication that you could take. And the best part is it's prescribed by a physician, and it is delivered to your doorstep in all 50 states. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your home. That is njaltmeds.com, 609-977-2981. Go to Jersey Alternative Medicine now and get healthy. I wanted to ask you about I Prevail Sups.
Okay.
Do you have any new supplements?
I do. Well, let me just
See, I knew it.
let me get rid of this. Why? What did you hear? What are the rumors on the
I
street?
heard things.
Yeah, dude, I have a new I have my pump pill, right?
Yeah.
I have a new one. It's just pure nitrous oxide bonded with sodium and potassium. So it's like an add-on. It's 250 mgs of sodium nitrates, 250 mgs of potassium nitrates. But dude, it kicks.
It kicks ass. How much is an item like that?
Stores sell it between $25 and $30.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's a good add-on. It's got 30 servings. All you need is one. You could take it alone, but you could add it to any pre-workout. Like
No,
I wasn't able to use certain nitrates with my pre-workout because long story. So I have my pre-workout, now you could just add this to it. So you get the same effect.
It's a pill or it's a
pill capsule.
Oh, I think I might have to try it.
Yeah, I gotta send you one. You'll like it.
All right. I just today I was driving home and I was listening to some old Andrew Dice Clay stuff.
It's classic, dude.
And you know what I realized? He's horrible.
I saw him. So I saw I think I told you this. I saw Bill Burr in concert.
We were there at the same time.
Oh, that's right, man. Dice opened for him.
Dice opened for him.
Like 5-10 minutes, right? It's the same shit.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Mary, quite contrary.
Right.
And that was his whole shtick. He's been doing it for 100 years.
It's all he's got, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Where did he get that from?
Dude, it worked for years, though.
Tell me about it. Unbelievable, man. Here's a good question. Do you think if Sam Kinison would have lived, he would have continued being successful?
I wasn't a huge Sam Kinison fan.
Because he was a one-trick pony, man.
He was. And that it got old.
Yeah.
But and a lot of those guys do when they come on with their shtick, it's great. And then it you got to pivot, and he just didn't pivot.
No, it was a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
He just happened to drop dead in the middle. I wonder, he probably had a heart attack or something. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Is that Big Daddy Bo right there?
Yeah, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Oh, shit. Big Daddy Bo. What's up, dude?
Man, ain't nothing. Same old.
Yeah. I told Luke.
Looking good.
Yeah, we need that win, man.
Are they in Vegas now, the Raiders?
Yeah, they've been.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Las Vegas. I told Luke, if he's not feeling up to it, he doesn't, because I know he's competing next week or the week after or something like that.
Yeah.
At the Legion. I haven't heard from him, so I'm assuming he's feeling pretty shitty. But I just wanted to plug this athletic sports gear, Beer League Apparel. So go to Beer League Apparel on Instagram, and he will be ready to ship in October. So pre-order all your workout gear from Beer League Apparel. I don't know if he got stuff for broads. I know they got guy stuff. I'm not sure if he's got stuff for broads yet. You know what I mean?
Bloods need their stuff too, right?
Yeah. Broads need their stuff too. Yeah.
Broads need their fitness apparel as well, right? Fucking nuts.
No, they're one of those like no sweat shirts. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You
yeah?
know,
Oh,
broads.
Okay.
Yeah, I get a lot of compliments from the broads with this
Dude,
shirt
you
on.
wear it well. You wear
Yeah.
it well. You look good. You look good.
Yeah.
Only
Bo,
you. Get
how
no
you
doubt.
doing? I try, man. I am one handsome. My mother used to tell me I was the most handsome kid in
bet.
Brooklyn.
I bet
Yeah,
she did. Yeah.
yeah. She
A
was.
face only a mother could love.
She lied to me a lot, actually. My mother. Like, do you remember when we were kids and they used to say hugs are better, hugs before drugs, or hugs are better than drugs. It was like a catchphrase. Like this was during the say no to drugs era, right? And my mother used to, before I went to school, she would say hugs are better than drugs. And then I tried drugs when I was in like high school.
What was mine?
And I was like, what else did my mother lie to me about?
Right.
Am I
Right.
not the most handsome kid in Brooklyn? I mean,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. I get it.
Santa Claus, drugs, and now this shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anyway, Bo, what's happening, man?
Ain't nothing, just training class, training myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking I spoke to Dorian today, man. He's looking to buy another vet. He totaled the other one.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
That tore up.
Yeah, he's looking to buy another, but he wants to buy like either a C5 or C6 Z06, which is a really good bang for your buck. Like the
I don't
C.
understand how they get in them things though. I'm short.
Oh
and,
yeah,
and I'm sitting in there like this.
and yeah, I know.
I don't understand how they get in there.
Akeem Williams used to have a C6 Corvette, and I said to him, I was like, "How do you fit your big ass in that fucking car?" It's and but he's looking at the Z06, I think C6 or C5, and it is like it's V8 505 horsepower stock. And now those cars are like, you can get them for like, low miles for like 35,000 because, that from the, I think the last C6 was 2013. And then they started the C7s. But anyway, but he walked out of that okay. So he is actually working tonight. He's not able to come on. But anyway, did you guys see Milos lose his shit?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
No, what happened?
You know the guy Xavier from Desktop Bodybuilding?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, you ain't seen that?
You didn't
Dude,
see him?
my fucking life, dude. I got no time
Yeah.
for anything extra. So fill me in.
It was
Milos,
something about Beirut, right?
yeah, Milos is trying to get a visa for Beirut and Beirut Stabani, and they Xavier wanted to do a video on Beirut's trying to get his visa, and apparently Milos sent him all these documents so he could show it and so on and so forth, and and he showed the text messages too, and apparently he wanted to use the term revealed. Xavier wanted to say, new updates revealed, new documents have revealed for Tabani's visa, something like that. And Milos had a shit fit. No, don't use the word revealed. That's clickbait, blah, blah, blah. And Xavier's trying to explain to him, look, I understand, but if I say something revealed is a word that will get people to watch the video, and we want to watch the video as much as possible. He was trying to like basically help, but at the same time, of course, he did want views, right? He wasn't. And Xavier, if you know Xavier, he's like the nicest guy in the world. Like he's not me. Like he's like the nicest YouTuber you ever meet in your life. You know what I mean? Anyway, all of a sudden, Milos calls him up, FaceTimes him, and just has a shit fit. Called him a piece of shit, that he's not worth that his time, and blah blah blah. And I don't know how. I guess Xavier recorded it when he was talking to him, but he blasted him, and Milos just fucking lost it, bro. Just fucking lost it. I don't know why, over the word revealed, apparently.
It's a bad word.
But yeah, but
Horrible.
yeah, yeah,
Horrible word.
and
You don't use that word.
yeah, yeah,
We shouldn't even say it on the show. We're gonna get canceled.
yeah, absolutely.
Go through there and bleep that one.
Yeah, we got a bleep revealed. Yeah, yeah. I know. So I talked about it on Anabolic Academy, and the kid. I don't know what it was, man. He just snapped. He just bugged, and I was like, "Is this guy under some serious pressure? What the hell is going on?" I don't know. Like, I feel like he was part of MK Ultra, and that was the word they used when he had to kill a politician or something like that. When you hear the word revealed, and he just boom, I don't know. It was fucking weird. Anyway, so all the shows are over for people to qualify for the Olympia. So now we could talk about the Olympia for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, we got the legends coming up too, though. So
Yeah, that qualifies for actually
that's next year though.
yeah, Luke is going to be doing the Open. He doesn't think he's going to make it in 212 because he's weighing like
They ain't got no 212 at this show.
Oh, they don't have a 212 at that show?
Oh,
Oh, because he's weighing like 230 something.
yeah, they ain't got 212. They had 212. I've been jumped in that.
Oh, I thought they had 212 because I thought he was gonna. All right, I think he's weighing around 230 something. So the big name for the Legion is Brett, right? Brett Wilkins,
Yeah.
whatever the hell his name is. Is anybody else doing that show that's a big name or?
It's maybe two guys waiting on the okay to do it. I can't say their name right now.
All right. But it seems like you know what? It's an odd show because it's a week after the deadline and it's 3 weeks behind the Olympia. So all these guys that were trying to make the Olympia for this year are shot at this point, and the guys that are in the Olympia this year don't want to do it. But usually after the Olympia, you have a couple of shows like the Prague Pro or something like that you see guys jump in. But it's a weird spot. It's after the Olympia, but I mean it's after the qualifying Olympia, but before the actual Olympia. So I don't think you're gonna get a lot of good talent in there. Like the UK Pro, it was
prize
like
money for it.
I don't know. I have no idea, man. I have not looked at the Legion. The UK Pro was last week, and that guy Bruno Santos won, and everybody thought Andrea should have won. Andrea Presti. I don't know. It was pretty close, and the top three guys.
I seen it. He came back. Like Bruno did look good.
He did.
Yeah, he looked good.
He probably looked the best he ever looked.
Yeah.
At that show. I mean, he's making it to the Olympia. Don't get me wrong, and I think this is his first pro win. But he's not going to do well at the Olympia for my.
It's different from when you see like them pictures and stuff like that in the video. But then you catch somebody got that real high def.
Yeah.
High def of it, like.
And he looked good.
Yeah, he was on.
Oh, okay, all right. Because this year's Olympia is going to be insane. I mean, the Tonio Burton pulled out. He's not doing it.
Yeah. Oh, no shit. I didn't hear that. Wow.
Yeah, Tonio, but he's concentrating on next year.
Yeah, he ain't had no off season yet.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not a bad idea. He's a young dude, right?
He always had to requalify all over again.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be a problem for him. He's a young.
What's the point? He was getting ready for this year.
What show did he win? The show after the New York Pro this year. What was it? Cali, right.
When was that? That was June?
Something like that. Right after, I think it was the second or third show after the New York Pro.
Yeah.
that he won.
So May or June.
I think his attitude is that from what I gather, his attitude is that he wants to put on some more muscle to be able to contend and break into that top 6, top 5 Olympia next year. Which I can understand because shape, structure, symmetry, and conditioning, he's got it. He's got it. If he could put 5 or 10 pounds of muscle on, he could very well be battling in those spots. The guy is that talented. I mean, he's that good, you know?
That man got that Dexter Jackson body.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if he's able to put 5 or 10 pounds on, he could seriously do some serious damage. And that's, from what I understand, that's his game plan. And he's still a young dude too. So I kind of don't blame him. Like I like because let's face it, man. The bodybuilders today, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And these guys, Samson and Andrew Jack and Derek and Hottie and Nick, even Hunter, these are big dudes, you know. And in order to be competitive, you got no choice. You're gonna have to.
It's a bodybuilding. You got to look at the mass.
You know, if you really want to, if you really want to break into that top, upper, that elite category, you're gonna have to put the size on, and that's just the way it goes. A lot of people like to say, oh, you should play to your strengths, but he knows he could win a show how he looks now, playing to his strengths. But then at the Olympia, he wants to move up to the elite level. He's got to put size on. That's just the way it is. And I think he could do it. I think he's that gifted that he could do it without blowing his waist out.
Yeah,
he's in a small waist.
Yeah, he's got.
He could handle another 5 or 10 pounds without.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he genetically has a smaller waist, smaller hips.
Right.
So he's not one of those guys that I don't think would ever have to worry about that.
Right. So I think it's a good call. He's a young dude. It's not like he's got plenty of time. And who else is not doing it? Big Ramy is out. Obviously, he's not doing it. I don't even know if he's ever going to.
He's probably not going to make it.
Next Zilla's done. He's not going to do it. Yeah.
I think he pulled out for the next 3 years. He just formally committed that he's pulling out for the next 3 or 4 years.
It's at the
you never
point.
Know.
It's at the point where with Nexzilla, it's like I'll believe it when I see it, man.
Yeah.
I know there's rumors floating around about Prague, but he pulled out of 5 shows this year, dude.
Just got his pro card though.
Yeah, no, I think I'm not ready to throw him under the bus. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I just think maybe he's just not mentally mature enough to handle the overnight fame, the dieting, the hard work, because he's still a guy. He's still in his 20s, still a young dude.
25, 27.
Yeah. So, next year, the year after, hopefully he's able to handle the pressure, handle the training, the dieting, so on and so forth, and then we'll see. Beirut Tabani is a question mark.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to have the visa yet. I really hope that guy gets his visa because he deserves to be on that stage. That guy is one good fucking bodybuilder, man. And apparently Milos is trying like hell to him, which he's under a lot of pressure, apparently. And Nathan Diasha. I don't think I doubt he's doing it. I don't think he's doing it. Yeah, I think he looks like he's on his off season anyway.
Close now.
Yeah. And I don't think he's ever going to be able to get to the States again because it's not a visa problem like Beirut where, because he's from Iran. This is because he has, arrest in his past, in the UK. And then the guys that
you say as if it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's a bad thing. That
we're all young ones, dude. Come on.
Yeah, but I think he was arrested like 3 different times, and one of them was for steroids.
Yeah, horrible. That's
yeah. One of them was for keeping his gym open during the pandemic.
He wasn't barring that stuff though.
What
he kept the gym open.
Yeah. That I can fully, I get. That I get. But the one real arrest was the steroid arrest. The other one was like inciting violence on Facebook. It was like something like I don't know what they were protesting, and he was telling people to go out, whatever, blah blah blah. That's about it. So I doubt he's going to be there. He's not going to be there, let's face it. So the other guys, so after the top 6, you got Derek, Hardy, Sampson, Andrew Jack, uh, Nick Walker, Brandon Curry. We don't know what Brandon looks like. Tony
Nah,
was at.
Brandon looked good.
He looks. Did he put an update on? Oh,
This
you saw him?
Brandon.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, so after that, we got Bruno Santos, Theo Laguerria, John De La Rosa, Mo Fuda, John Jewett, Bonac, Akeem Williams, and Hunter Labrada. I'll be honest with you. Out of all those guys, the 2 guys that I want to see, that I'm more curious to see how they stack up, is Mo Fuda and John Jewett.
Yep.
I don't think Theo is going to make the top 10. I don't think Bruno's going to make the top 10.
I know Martin the top 10.
Martin's going to be in the top 10, 100%, especially if he comes in the way he did in New York. He looked amazing. Akeem, I don't know. That's a question mark. If he comes in conditioned, yeah, he could definitely break the top 10. But he's kind of like a roll of the dice. Sometimes he comes in on, and sometimes he doesn't. So we'll see about that. And Rafael Brandao. I don't, it's gonna be an interesting.
I really want to see him in that dry condition.
Who, Brandao?
If he get that dry condition,
yeah,
with that shape, that symmetry, proportions,
yeah,
somebody gonna be made.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. If he comes in diced, grainy, hard chiseled, then he could definitely move up big time. But we got it because he has that Tony Burton shape. Everything is phenomenal.
Yeah, big Antonio.
Yes, he has got the small waist and the flaring quads and the great X-frame and symmetry and balance. He's got it all, So if he can come in diced, yeah, he's gonna do damage. I think we're gonna see a lot from Martin Fitzwater and Mo Fuda. I think those are the 2 guys you're gonna really see do damage in this lineup. I don't think they might not break the top 6, but I think they're gonna.
I think that's gonna be. I don't know if we'll see as much of them as they deserve or we'd like to. I think we have 6 guys that are going to fucking battle it out.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
And I think the focus of at least the prejudging is going to be those guys and comparing them and recomparing them and shuffling around the order. And I think your guys like your Brandao and Tony Burton and Akeem and maybe even Brandon Bonac, possibly Jewett. I mean De La Rosa definitely in that second tier mix. Those are the guys that will give us a good show too, because they're gonna be battling it out for a spot in the top 10.
Right.
But I think this show is going to be primarily geared towards really fine tuning that top 6, because you could shuffle if they do them in groups of 3, groups of 4, groups of 5. I don't know. They kind of have a pattern how they do things, and they might do it different this year.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you shuffle up 3 of those guys of the 6 or 7 that I named, out of the top guys, like you could have a different fucking top 3. And
yeah, there's no
question. In any form.
I like the way it's been in the last 5 or 7 years, where you really don't know if the champ is going to hold on to it or not. I like it this way. As much as I loved the reigns of Ronnie and Dorian and Phil and so on and so forth, I like not knowing. Like, is Derek going to be able to hold on to it, or will Hottie?
Derek's going to be tough to beat, dude.
Yeah.
As much as I think Sampson is going to make a huge splash, and Hottie ain't playing around.
Exactly.
I think those top 3 guys, and then you could bring in a Nick, and then you could bring in an Andrew Jack, And with one of them out, you could shuffle up that order in so many different ways, depending on what structures you have up there at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, like it's 16 guys up in this lineup. I love to see for them do a first call out with 8 guys up there. That way you don't know who placing where.
That would be pretty good. That would be good because anytime, like, the one thing I can't stand is remember when they used to put Phil and Kai and they used to leave them out. They used to go backstage. You're done. You knew who 1 and 2 were, right?
Yeah.
I like that idea of not knowing till the final. So yeah, if you put 8 guys up there in the first call out, just do 2 rows of 8.
Yep, and just rotate them.
Yeah, then you don't, yeah, that would build some serious.
Here's
serious
what I'm thinking. You have Derek, Hottie, Sampson, Andrew, Jack, and Nick, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 guys right there. Now, most likely that's going to be your top 5. But from that point on, you got Fitzwater, you got Hunter, you got
Brandon.
If Tonio makes it, yeah, Brandon.
No, Tonio's not doing it. Tonio's not doing it.
All right. You have a few other guys there that are going to be fighting for a top 10 spot, you know? So these guys are going to be hungry.
Yeah, and I think the guys like Fitzwater, Mofuda, Rafael Brandao, they're all looking to make a statement because everybody's going to be talking about, like you said, the top 5, top 6 guys. Everybody's going to be talking about them, and then there are going to be guys like that need to make a statement. And I think Mofuda is going to be one of those guys. Mofuda and Martin Fitzwater, I think, are those 2 guys that realize that they have to do damage in this lineup to be held as contenders for next year, for serious contenders for next year. They're both young guys, and they're basically the future,
You got, like, you can look at they physique, right?
Mm-hmm.
Martin and Mo. Them both of them got good physique.
Oh yeah.
You also got to look at who they compare up to, rather. You still got John Jewett and De La Rosa.
Yes.
Those 2 guys right there.
They're no joke.
They're going to open some eyes, though.
Yeah.
Because John going to bring their condition.
Yeah. So yeah. Both
Johns.
Johns.
Both Johns going to bring their condition. So you got to look at it.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice.
Because De La Rosa, we've had him on, and De La Rosa basically said that the whole reason he took off after the Arnold was to put on size because he wanted to win closer to the Olympia. So he's trying to break into that elite category because he's,
John's got a good shot at making that top 10.
De La Rosa, 100%.
Yeah.
No question about it, 100%. Because he beat Mofuda. He was a little bit off Mofuda, but not by much. He beat Mofuda. So
John's one of those guys where he really doesn't have a lot of weak spots. He's got quality. He's got everything.
Yeah.
He's got a quality physique, know. So if he's dialed in right, which he usually is, I don't really remember ever seeing him off, maybe years ago,
Yeah.
But he's learned to hit his peak pretty damn well.
Absolutely.
But he's definitely on that list to be a top 10 guy, dude.
And I think he also knows, I think he's a realist. I think he knows if he doesn't do it in the next 2 to 3 years, after that, because he's not, what is he in his late 30s?
I think so.
I think he realizes that after 40, 42, 43, it's, for the most part, it gets rougher and rougher. And I think
plugs and Cialis at that point.
Yeah. You get dementia and
Cialis.
Speaking of Cialis, you got to go on that HIMS website, dude.
Dude, you know all the good spots, dude.
It's pretty inexpensive for the pills, for the Cialis or Viagra or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty inexpensive.
I'm kind of knocking on 50 almost.
Damn. What is it about your genetics? How do you're almost 50? Holy shit. And you still dangerous on any 212 stage you step on. That's insane. I don't know. Guys like
James.
there are special athletes like you. I'll put Phil, Clay Horan, Dexter, that just they kind of it's the opposite effect. They kind of get better in their 40s.
Yeah, they beat the test of time, dude.
Yeah. And then they really don't run out till after 50. And it's like, holy shit, everybody else is packing it in at 40.
Remember Albert Beckles? Remember that name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he was
He
running
Absolutely.
shows
was
at
in
like
his
50,
60s.
in his
No,
53 up to 60
Yeah.
when I
yeah.
was coming into the sport.
It's
Like, so
unbelievable.
you really didn't think age was relevant because you had a guy like that at that time dominating,
Right.
winning the Night of Champions, winning the fucking top pro shows,
Yeah.
top 5, top 6 in the Olympia. Like, dude, Vince Taylor made a comeback at 50 and looked fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's all right? Here, that's actually a good topic. Do you think it's genetics only, or do you think it has a lot to do with not beating up your body early on?
It could be
Both.
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 You know?
Vince Taylor didn't get his pro card, I believe, till he was 32.
Right.
So he was a bit of a late bloomer.
Yeah.
But Dexter and I turned pro the same year, but he's a couple years older than me.
Yeah.
But he lasted much longer than I did.
Dexter really didn't beat up his body though. He kind
No,
of,
he didn't. He didn't.
he didn't do the Ronnie thing or the Dorian thing or anything like that.
Right.
Dexter used machines too, though.
Big time. Yeah.
It's I think it's no different than we have quarterbacks in the 40s that are doing it, and some guys that can't make it out of the 30s.
Yeah, right.
It's just each person's different, dude. There's people that Tom Brady, he fucking
right.
he was still winning Super Bowls, in his 40s.
I know.
But it's not common, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, and his wife left him for a jujitsu instructor.
Right.
That sucks. Actually, it would probably suck to be her right now because you're not Mrs. Tom Brady anymore. You're who?
Right. Well,
yeah. Anyway, so back. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm interviewing Lee Priest tomorrow night.
shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Lee Priest tomorrow night. I will be interviewing him tomorrow at 5 p.m., which is 7 a.m. his time the next day in Australia. So it won't be live. It'll be taped, and then I will release it Friday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern. But yes, I had a friend, Joe Zapata, who has a show name called Straight Outta Jersey. And he always has, he's good friends with Greg Valentino, and he always has Greg on with him every week. And they talk about whatever, bodybuilding, football, or talk about all kinds of shit. And Greg had brought Lee Priest on, and Joe and Lee Priest got pretty friendly. He contacted Lee and on WhatsApp, and I messaged Lee on WhatsApp, and yeah, right away, no problem, man. You got it.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. One of the questions I'm going to ask him is, why the fuck did you get so fat on the off season?
Right.
Do you remember how fat he used to get, Bo? I mean, it was like,
and he was probably about 280, and he like 5'3" or something like that.
Yeah. And he would look like a butterball turkey in the off season.
Yep, but he snapped back real fast though.
He did. He really did. But he always had, not always. There were times where he really hit the mark, right? But there were plenty of times where his lower half, his hamstring, his glutes, he couldn't really get in. I think he might have went overboard too much. What was your opinion of that, Jay?
Thought he got too heavy in the off seasons.
Yeah.
But he and you'll find out more tomorrow. But he was a couple years. Him and I competed together in a few shows, and he was always known for just having that powerful physique. And there was a couple of shows he really hit his peak perfectly that he won and did well. And this is with guys like Comair up there and top guys at that time. Like he was in a good era. But he was always known for having a little fold in his glutes. his glutes always being a little subpar condition wise, hamstrings also. But that he was just so freaky in every other way that it was just overwhelming. But he, from my, if I'm remembering correctly, he used to attribute to most of the mass he would put on in the off season was to, that extra weight. I never didn't work for me, but it worked for him. But I think he needed more time to dial it in if he was going to get that heavy to really hit a peak condition, on stage and
Yeah.
lose that little bit of extra film that he used to carry around.
Well, that was the trend back then. You got as big as possible. Nobody really cared about their midsection while it was blown out. I remember on the off season how Ronnie used to look. I mean, he was just massive, even flex. I remember I went to the 2001 Olympia, 2001. Yeah, 2001 Olympia. I'm pretty sure it was 2001. 2001. I don't remember. In Las Vegas. And I remember Craig Titus wasn't in the show, but he was signing autographs at, at a booth or whatever. And I remember seeing how big his stomach, and his stomach was like on his lap. Back then it was like you just ate and ate and ate and ate. And the idea was like, it doesn't matter. It's all going to go to muscle growth. It's all going to go to muscle growth. I don't know. It's changed. Now you want to gain. Well, I think the emphasis is mostly on your midsection now. They really crack down on the midsection problem. So now you want to gain, good weight without blowing out your midsection. But back then, I don't remember anybody. Yeah.
There's a little more to it than that. What you got to remember is guys like Lee Priest and Ronnie and these guys, we didn't have cameras on us 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So we would go off into our, concealed areas where nobody saw us. There was no pictures flashing around with people commenting on how in shape or out of shape you were,
Yeah,
how you're handling your off season. You just handled your business and I got up on stage and your physique spoke for itself,
Right.
But at the time it was different. People, it was about training and eating, and it's different now. Now it's more about, hey, how good can I look today? Where people don't realize, like, you have to have time. Like I give an example. When a baby's developing and they have that baby skin, that baby fat, that's when their body's building muscle. You need that type of inflammation in your system for muscle to constitute, for it to build, to create that protein synthesis. It doesn't happen in these ideal, situations where there's minimal body fat and there's this and there's that. So guys would train their asses off and they would eat as much protein as they possibly can or get as many calories in as they possibly can because they wanted to keep their bodies anabolic. But we knew how to get in shape, so It was more of a learning process. And then it got to the point where, I'm not going to get that heavy in the off season, but I put on some good muscle. My difference from last year to this year was phenomenal. So you start finding what formula, is good for you. And now it's like, well, I just do what my coach told me.
Yeah. I think the guys in there, and what you're saying is 100% accurate, especially with the Instagram and the photos and so on and so forth. But I remember, the guys today, they don't. I remember. Okay, how can I say this? I remember Guy Del Corso criticizing the guys of that era during that time. About how fat they got in the offseason, and he hated it. He thought it was just you're supposed to be professional. You're not supposed to get that heavy, that fat in your offseason. He was from the generation before that in the 70s and 80s when you had, the Lee Haneys and the Gasparis and so on and so forth and blah, blah, blah. And then it kind of like, whether it's social media or whether it's the fact that they realized that they can't get that heavy in the offseason. It kind of, or it was the judges coming down on the midsection, on the bloated stomach. Whatever happened, it corrected itself. Because you don't see that too much anymore. There was a guy from MHP, and I remember I was working backstage, and I don't remember what show it was, This is when MHP used to sponsor everybody. And there was a guy from MHP. He turned pro, but he never really did any damage pro. I can't remember who it was. But he came on stage and he guest posed, and his stomach was so bad.
Where's he from?
He was from New York.
Chris Bennett?
Who?
Chris Bennett?
No, he was either black or Dominican. I think he was Dominican.
Oh.
But I don't remember. But I remember backstage, and I was working with Guy, and Guy was, running backstage and everything. And this is probably
Gustavo?
Maybe. I don't remember. And I remember Guy going, look at this. How do you get on stage and guest pose and look like that? And I kind of so it was like at the borderline, if you will. It was at the crossroads of social media was about to explode, right? And the old school ways of gaining weight. It was like at the crossroads. But he came from that era where he was like he thought it was horrible, and it annoyed the shit out of him. I kind of get it, I mean, but
the thing is, there was different types of bodybuilders at that time. There was guys that were really fighting to win, and those are guys that didn't give a shit. You're not taking my picture in the off season. That's it.
Yeah. You
could look at me. I don't even start guest posing till I'm 15, 20 weeks out, till I'm in semi-decent condition. They don't want to be seen the rest of the year. And you have other guys that know, hey, look, I'm not going to be a top 5, top 6 guy. So I'm going to stay in good shape year round, and I'm going to make my money traveling, doing guest posings. So there were different types of athletes at the time that were hitting those different arenas of the way you attack the sport and earn a living. But now, and I get it with the midsection, and that did come to a halt, but that was more of a GH and insulin type of thing. I don't know if that was so much the eating. Bodybuilders have always eaten, but when social media started really taking over, it just became, hey, they're taking my picture today. I can't handle the stress or the anxiety of somebody actually saying I look bad. Nobody gave a shit back then.
Right.
We just wouldn't let you take our pictures. You're not taking my fucking picture. And we don't want to show our competition what we look like,
Yeah.
But now it's more of an immediate gratification. But if you think, there's still the bloated stomachs now.
Yep.
There's still distended stomachs anywhere. That hasn't changed. So you really can't blame it on people getting too heavy. I think that's more drug related and not really, customizing, your workload type of training, to certain physiques. There's certain shorter, squattier physiques they shouldn't be doing is, heavy compound deadlifts and rows and heavy stuff that's going to really work their core and intensify their midsection. They'd want to focus like a Dexter Jackson, dude. Let's use machines and do this and focus on just breaking down the muscle groups, keeping my waist small. So you could prioritize it any way you want. But nowadays, there's still midsection problems. There's still and there's more hernias now than I've ever fucking seen. So that's become relevant or even more relevant. But it was just a different time, and obviously you're not going to take social media away. This is the time we're living in. I was a guy who I like staying in shape year round. I would get bloated, more water retention than fat. But even so, I didn't want people taking my picture in the off season anyway. So I get that. But if I was guest posing, I made sure I was in shape. Right. I think that's what Guy's argument was, Guy Del Corso, was that, look, if somebody's paying you a couple grand to show up to guest pose, make sure you look presentable.
Right.
So what Kamali would do, we've talked about this before, what Kamali would do is he'd paint himself silver and come out, out of shape. But dude, he put on such a good routine.
Yeah.
Nobody cared, dude. He just looked big, and he had muscle.
Right.
So it worked for him.
Well, what was the heaviest you ever got in the off season?
258.
Damn. And you dieted down all the way?
Yeah, see, I dropped pretty fast though. Like I can drop like that. But like now, I thought I was 5'6", but I found out I'm 5'5".
Yeah, but
Okay.
you don't get fat either. Some guys just don't get fat.
Like right now, like I'm like the old school, like the late 80s, early 90s. See, I still like consider myself that. Really, I am. You know what I'm saying? I just caught the tail end of it.
Right.
So I see them guys and how they used to conduct themselves, so I try to conduct myself the same way.
Right. What about you, Jay? What was the heaviest you've ever been in the off season?
I think the heaviest I was 238, and I'm
Really?
5'5", yeah. But I was
Wow.
lean. I was relatively lean.
Yeah.
But dude, that was a lot. Like, dude, I was out of breath walking up a flight of steps, tying my shoes, like you're fun.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah.
Like when I was like when they made the 202-pound class in 212, I was like, man, fucking thank God. Like, thank
Right.
God, dude. Like I that was rough, because
When
I
you,
always enjoyed being able to fucking move, like
yeah,
feeling like an athlete, not a fucking
bore.
sloppy bodybuilder. Yeah.
Right. What was the what when you had to do the open before the 202 class? What was your on stage
I
weight?
was still 204, 205, dude. I didn't get that.
Right.
Even that video saw with me with Lee Priest, dude. I think I was only 204 there, maybe
Wow.
205.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
now
We were we were dialed in.
I ain't even go over 230 yet. I'm still in my 220s.
And
Yeah.
Bo, this off season, what are you planning on going up as high as, or you just want to
No,
stay right there?
I'm really not planning on going past 230.
Yeah, that's
If
it.
I hit 230, I'm up in my cardio to bring myself back down. Like,
Right.
like this me right now.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not planning on getting no, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I'll use it for my screensaver.
Yeah. You know what, too, as you get older too, you don't want to really put on that much weight. It gets tougher to come off, and your skin isn't as it loses the elasticity. It doesn't snap back like it used to. Like you see guys that are masters and they diet down, and you can see the fold of skin in their back or their lower abs or whatnot. It doesn't happen when you're 28. When you
Yes, I got that one side like that.
really.
Yeah, so, but it kind of helped me out a little bit this year because I'm looking at it and, okay, I got on stage big as I was about 214 or something like that.
Mhm.
But then though you can see it at Atlanta anyway.
Ah,
But
but there are a couple of guys. There are bodybuilders that are very present on social media, but don't show off their physiques. They're always covered. Andrew Jack is one of them. Sean Clarita is another guy. He's always in big baggy clothes. You never see what he looks like. You know, um, so you can be present on social media and still be covered up. I don't know if it would work with a guy coming up from bodybuilding, you know, but the
I
guys,
I, re- I respect that a lot more, and
yeah,
I did the same thing. I stayed covered all year.
yeah,
And I don't know if their reasoning was the same as mine, but I could tell you my reasoning. And I used to hear it all the time, like, dude, why don't you wear tank tops? If I look like that, I'd wear, because I never thought I looked good.
yeah.
Even at my best, I never liked the way I looked. So I didn't want to see myself. I
Right,
don't want to walk past a mirror and look at myself because it would fuck my head up.
right,
Where now I don't feel confident going into this show, right?
yeah,
And also, I don't want to hear a comment from anybody. Like you're so emotionally unstable at that point. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like you're fragile that I don't want to hear somebody, you got to bring that up a little bit. Or this, fuck you. I know. I don't need to hear you say
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm fucking working on it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
So
gonna this is gonna sound crazy, and I don't know if anybody else does this. I know this is crazy, but I dress according to the weather. So when it's cold, I wear a sweatshirt in the gym. When it's hot, I'll wear a t-shirt in the gym. It's amazing how that usually works.
I wear the same shit all year.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
All year.
I
That's
wear
all.
a hoodie all summer.
Yeah.
It
It
could
could
be
be
100
100
degrees
degrees.
outside or 2 degrees outside. I'm wearing the same shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
me.
amazing how I go, oh, okay, well, it's December. It's probably going to be cold out. I'm going to put my sweatshirt on it. And I work out in my sweatshirt because it's fucking cold. And then when it's hot, I wear a sleeveless shirt or a tank top because it's 95 degrees out because it's fucking hot.
Well, when you train, do you have a certain I like we just talked about, you have like a dress code that we wear, right?
Yeah,
For me, I always treat it as like I'm going in to battle. I have certain clothes that I like to wear because I feel comfortable in them. I can move in them. I like the way my physique feels in them and looks in them, right?
yeah.
I always have a hat on. I've trained with a hat on my whole life, and I always have my dog tags on, no matter what. That's what I train in. Even now that I'm retired, I still do that. I still follow that same protocol.
See, that's routine. That's
Yeah,
that's what we feel good at right there.
yeah,
Like you, I got my same routine. Like I put a skull cap on, and it could be
yeah.
100 degrees outside, and people be looking at me crazy. I'm
Yeah,
talking about walking around outside, leaving the gym like that.
Yeah.
It's once you get comfortable, that's what you stick to. Don't
right.
change.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially where are you, Bo? You're in Atlanta?
No, I'm in Tennessee.
Yeah, yeah, it's hot as
Man,
fuck. And you have
it's hot. It's hot.
and you got a, I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's got a skull cap on. It's 100 degrees out.
I be seeing people like I have my hands in my pockets in my hoodie
Yeah.
hoodie on, and people be looking at. I see it all the time, but they don't understand. Like if it's hot outside, just think about it. If it's hot outside, you got that hoodie on. You ain't got to worry about that sun hitting your skin.
I
That
guess.
that hoodie gonna keep you a little cool though.
I do wear a hoodie when I work out, but what's funny is in the summertime, my hoodies are sleeveless hoodies because
Uh,
it's hot. And in the wintertime, my hoodies are sweatshirts because it's cold.
Apropos.
I'm fucking weird. I'm like a weird. Uh,
I don't get you, dude.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's the only thing in my life that makes sense. Apparently, everything else is fucked. I don't get it.
Right. Yeah.
It is what it is, man. All right. So the Legion is coming up. What other shows we got after that? Let's see. I have not taken a look. Oh, are you gonna watch the Penguin? It starts
Yeah,
tomorrow.
soon. Yeah. Oh, is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it starts tomorrow.
I'll
It
have to
look
watch it
Oh,
after
I
record.
thought it was the 20th. Yeah, I guess it is tomorrow, the 19th.
yeah,
What's
good.
it on?
HBO Max.
All right. Yeah, I'll have to
HBO.
watch it
It
on
looks like
replay.
it looks like they made it for adults. You know what I mean?
Well, it
It
should.
looks pretty good. So I hope they don't fuck it up because it looks like from the trailer and from the last Batman that they did, they could really take it into a good direction. I really hope they don't fuck it up
Right.
because they have the second Joker coming out and they got a Harley
That
Quinn and
comes out not beginning of October, I think.
yeah, and
That's not related to this though.
no, not at all. But the first one was fantastic.
Yeah.
I hope they don't ruin it well, because I'm not a big fan of what's her name,
Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga. Yeah, especially
Oh,
as an
she's
act,
great, dude.
as a singer. Yeah, I think she's fantastic as a
You like
singer.
her in the Bradley Cooper movie, Stars Born?
I thought she was good. I
Oh,
didn't
she
think
was
she was
great, dude.
great. Yeah, I thought
Really?
Bradley Cooper was great. I thought she was decent.
Oh, all right.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. How I compare her, uh, and let's in that movie too. I mean, it's not much of a stretch. She plays a singer, right? I mean, yeah, it's really right. But Bradley Cooper sings like Lady Gaga acts. Okay, right? So when Bradley Cooper had that scene where he went on stage with her and he pissed his pants and passed out, I was like, holy shit! Even the scene where he deletes
To
himself,
that, yeah.
yeah, I was like, wow, you know. But when she's on stage singing, and apparently they filmed that live, she just went
Yeah.
out in front of an audience. I mean, you can't really. That was fantastic. But she's singing. I'm just not a because she did. I used to love the show American Horror Story.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I used to love that. And I
I
used
didn't
to
see
look
all of
for,
them.
yeah, and I used to look forward to watching every year. And I actually stopped watching it the year that they put her in. And I'm like, she was horrible. horrible, just
Really? All right.
horrible. Like it was
Yeah,
like I
it's
can't watch this shit. It was just trash, you know. But she was filling big shoes because who was the girl that was
we've had
this?
good people on it every year.
They always had good people on it, but the girl, the original girl that was on it was in Cape Fear, and then the remake of Cape Fear, the remake of
Yeah, yeah.
King
I
Kong. What
forgot
the
her
hell
name.
was it? What the hell was her name?
Yeah,
And
she's been around for a while.
yeah, she's like Hollywood royalty. What the hell? Cape Fear
You know,
92 was not 62, 92. Jesus Christ. 92. 91,
is the
sorry.
Natural Born Killers?
No, 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 that's the daughter. That's the daughter.
Oh,
This
Jessica
one,
Lange.
Jessica Lang. That's it.
Oh,
Sorry,
I
yeah,
thought you meant the
Jessica Lang.
daughter.
No, the daughter's Juliette
Julia
Lewis.
Lewis. That's right.
But after Jessica Lang didn't do her American Horror Story anymore, and they put Lady Gaga in there, I'm like, it was just not the same, you know. And she played a vampire that loved sex. She played a sex crazed vampire. Yeah, she
All
would
right.
screw you and then kill you.
Wow.
Like,
Black Widow.
yeah, yeah.
A way to go out.
So I just hope that they don't screw up the Joker, and I hope they don't screw up the Penguin.
Right.
And,
I don't
and
think
that's
I don't think they can screw up the Joker because once that first one,
was
you can't,
phenomenal.
yeah, you can't mess that up. Joaquin
Yeah.
did his thing.
He
I saw
was.
clips of it. It looks great. I saw clips of Penguin. Looks great.
I know. But me too. I really hope that it's good because honestly, like all the movies, like a lot of them are like kids movies or remakes. It's like nothing really for adults to watch. But if you take,
Did you
if
see
you,
Wolverine and Deadpool?
no, I didn't.
I'm
No,
not watching
You
that.
didn't
you
you didn't
didn't
watch
see
it
it.
though?
Yeah, I ain't
Did you
watching.
see it? I heard that there's this podcast called Mike Zero, and he talks about Disney, good, bad. That's his entire podcast is about Disney, good, bad, or indifferent. And I don't know where he gets his inside scoop from, but he talks about the problems that Disney are having, and supposedly, who's the guy that stars as Deadpool?
Oh,
Well, Ryan,
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds had to fight like tooth and nail uh
Get it?
to not to get it, but to get the movie the way he wanted it because they
Yeah.
kept trying to push this woke ideology, and he didn't want it in there. He wanted it to be what was the original Deadpool, that kind of fun without pushing that ideology. And it was fighting tooth and nail, and apparently it worked because the movie made like $1 billion worldwide.
He brought it back, dude.
Yeah.
Marvel's been dying since the
Right.
last Avengers.
Right? Yeah,
It's
exactly.
been pathetic.
So they were saying that he would argue with the director and everybody, including the CEO there. What's his name? I forgot his name of Disney. Just like he's a proven commodity. Just let him do what he wants. That's like saying to Scorsese, "Listen, we want to do this gangster film, but
Buffer it down a little bit.
yeah, but we really don't want you to really be." Yeah, it's like, dude,
you know, the first Deadpool, they let him do what he want.
Yeah.
There wasn't no script for him.
really?
Yeah, the first Deadpool, they let him wing it. They let him.
I could believe that. That was the only one I watched. Was the first one, to be honest
The
with you.
second one was great too.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't watch the
Good
second one.
sequel.
I
Yeah.
only watched the
Not
first
many
one.
sequels are good.
No, yeah, that's for sure. And I did watch several of them Wolverine ones. But I just I just got bored of the superhero movies. After some time, it was like another one. I understand how you cannot get bored of them. They're exciting, they're fun to watch.
This one, the Wolverine and Deadpool, it's a little kooky with the timeline shit,
Yeah.
right? But it's so entertaining, right?
Yeah.
It's just so and he kind of puts a rest to the timeline. It's about them ending the bullshit timeline, which is what has been ruining all the Marvel movies of late.
I'm gonna have to go watch it then, because I wasn't gonna watch it.
You'll get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I'll watch a fun movie. Like if I'm sitting home, like just hanging out or whatever, I'll definitely watch a fun movie like that. Hugh Jackman I know he's typecasted as the Wolverine, but if you watch some of his early stuff, man, he is one hell of an actor. He did a movie called Prisoner. I don't know if you ever saw
You ever
this.
see him do Broadway?
No, I never saw him do
He
pro.
fucking sings and dances, dude.
Really? The
Dude,
guy's that
he's like just multi-talented.
really?
He does everything. He's fucking he's brilliant.
There was he did a movie called Prisoner,
Yeah.
and it was about
Oh, I
his
saw that.
phenomenal,
Fucking good
bro.
movie, dude, right?
Phenomenal, and Bo, you got to watch it because it's him.
Without ruining it, would you have
No,
reacted the same way?
probably.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And
I
it's called
probably.
what? The Prisoner.
No, it's basically his daughter was abducted.
Abducted.
Yeah, and his daughter
And
and
he don't
Terrence
fuck around.
and Terrence. Oh, they had that Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard's wife was, oh God, she's another great actress. I forgot her name. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal was the cop.
He was good in
Uh,
that too.
and Paul Dano was the psychopath, was the nut job. It was a phenomenal, incredible movie, and Hugh Jackman was fucking great, man. Just fucking great, you know. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, when you get a chance, Bo, watch
Yeah.
that. That movie was really, really good, man. Really, really good.
We
You
watched
know.
the Bike Riders the other night, Stacy and I.
Okay, yeah, I got it. 2013.
Yeah. Bike Riders wasn't bad. It was decent.
It was all right. It was all
It
right.
was all right. The one thing I'm gonna tell you, first of all, I thought the girl was phenomenal. I thought she was the best part.
She was great, dude,
It
right?
was fucking
Yeah.
great. And
Yeah.
and she nailed that Chicago accent.
Yeah.
Fucking nailed it. And that's loosely based on a true story.
I know, and they left out a lot of shit.
A lot,
They
a
left
lot,
out
a lot, a lot. Because on my other channel, I do a lot of stuff on biker clubs and biker gangs. So it's supposed to be based on the outlaws.
Well, dude, I
And
knew a few, and I know you know more, probably way more than I do.
yeah.
So I knew they left a lot of stuff out.
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a fictional story based on some real events, basically.
Right.
That's really it.
It's based on real
Yeah.
things.
But the book was just photographs.
Yeah.
The book, the bike rides was just photographs, and they would look at the guy who took the photos was also a member of the Outlaws, and there really was a young kid back in the early '70s that took the Outlaws and made it a criminal enterprise. His name was Taco Bowman, and he smuggled drugs. He had the Outlaws smuggling drugs from Canada to all across the nation. He died in prison
They were
not so
doing
long
other
ago.
illegal shit that they
Oh
didn't touch
yeah,
on in the movie.
oh yeah, absolutely.
That's how
But
they made money.
yeah, but there really was a guy who took it and made it a organized crime criminal syndicate, and it was
Yeah.
the guy's name was Taco Bowman.
And at that time, a gun for hire kind of scenario also.
Yeah,
Muscle for hire, gun for hire.
right. Yeah, absolutely. But Tom Hardy sounded like he was from Brooklyn. He didn't sound like he was from
Right.
Chicago. And the guy that's Elvis, I think they just put him in there because he's good looking. To be honest with
Yeah.
you, I mean,
Butler. What's
yeah.
his name?
I don't know. He played
good.
Elvis, and
Yeah.
he didn't have any accent at all.
No.
Yeah, that annoyed the hell out of me. But anyway, all right, gentlemen, we will
Yeah.
be talking about the Olympia for a couple of weeks, and whatever shows come up. All right, we're done.
I'm going to bed.
All right, Bo. I'll talk to you soon, brother. Jay, I'll speak to you over the
All
weekend,
right,
man.
John. Talk to you later.
All
Bo,
right,
take
have a
care,
good one,
brother.
brother.
Later.